guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to make some yummy, cleaned up, weight loss friendly Chinese takeout. I think one of the things that helped me the most on my 70-pound weight loss journey is making sure that I found healthy ways to make some of my favorite foods so that I didn't feel deprived. So today I'm going to show you how to make my yummy Chinese rice and vegetables as well as my vegan egg drop soup. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you follow me there because I'm always posting new content there and I'm always posting reels showing you how to make some of these yummy, cleaned up foods. So I've extended my New Year's sale through the end of the month, so make sure you check out my shop. All of my ebooks are 25% off. My weight loss guide and cookbook, Plantifully Lean, is my best seller. The second edition is out and I've added a ton of content, lots of new recipes, and there's a whole craving section to help you get those yummy comfort foods in a cleaned up, healthier way. My 28-day meal plans, Plant Lean, are also a really great complement to my weight loss guide and cookbook, so make sure you check it out.
Okay, so for this Chinese vegetable dish, you're gonna need some Napa cabbage and then some mushrooms of your choice. I'm just gonna use white mushrooms. So to start, I'm just gonna dice up this onion nice and small. And again, I will have all of these recipes linked for you guys below in the description box. Now I'm just gonna add these to my bowl and continue chopping the rest of my vegetables. All right, so I have cleaned my mushrooms, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and give them a nice little chop. My kids enjoy mushrooms a lot more if they're not in huge bites, so I like to get them down into little pieces. And now for the Napa cabbage. Now I really love Napa cabbage because it is light and delicate and it cooks down really well, but you can use whatever cabbage you enjoy.
All right, so what helped me tremendously during the entire time I was losing 70 pounds was one, meal prep, making sure I was prepared for the week and eating really simply. I ate and still eat super simple and repetitive during the week. I prep a few meals and then I just eat them over and over during the week. But what made the biggest difference was making sure that on the weekend that I was prepared for what I wanted my weekend food to be, because what was happening was that I was being really good all week and then the weekend would hit and I would just like completely lose my composure and just throw in the towel and be like, well, it's the weekend. But it slowed down my weight loss and it stopped my weight loss at one point because I was consuming so many calories on the weekend. It was basically undoing everything I was doing during the week. So I started planning for the weekend and making my fun weekend comfort food cleaned up, and it made all the difference in the world. It helped me feel like I was still getting to enjoy fun weekend food and like I was getting to eat something more decadent, but still stay on track. I used to love Chinese takeout, so finding healthier ways to make it at home was a huge win for me. I have recipes for baked egg rolls as well as vegan crab cheese wontons, which are so good. And I have videos for those on my Instagram page, so check it out if you want to see how easy they are to make. These recipes are also in my weight loss guide and cookbook, and they're also available for free on my website. I will link everything for you guys below. But remember, if you are doing really good all week long and fall apart on the weekends, all you need to do is plan for your weekend food, decide what you want to eat, and then find cleaner ways to make it. So for Friday night, I always make like buffalo cauliflower wing salad or vegetable pizza, or I'll make Chinese takeout and I'll make some of my egg rolls and vegan crab cheese wontons. For Saturday morning breakfast, I always have blueberry pancakes, and then Sunday is usually back to normal. But if you prepare and you have a plan, you will be successful.
All right, so now I'm just gonna heat up this pot over medium-high heat, and then I'm gonna add my cabbage, my chopped mushrooms, and the chopped onion. So my vegetables have started cooking down, so now you can add a few tablespoons of low-sodium soy sauce or some coconut aminos, and today I'm just gonna use these coconut aminos. So now I'm just gonna let those veggies cook down for a few minutes, and then I will get the rest of my ingredients together. All right. right, so while the vegetables cook, I am going to get my cilantro ready and my green onions. You guys know I love cilantro and green onions in everything. So I'm just gonna give my cilantro a nice rough chop. If you don't like cilantro, you can leave it out, and I'm gonna slice up these green onions nice and thin. So the veggies are done once they've released most of their water. As you can see, it's not real water in here, so these are ready to go. Now that the veggies are done, I'm just gonna add my green onions and cilantro. I'll mix those in and turn off the heat.
Okay, so the thing about oil is that you do not want to be cooking in it. You do not want to be cooking your vegetables with oil. You don't want to be roasting or adding oil to baked goods. It's just empty calories. Oil has no fiber, no water to help fill you up, and has very little nutritional value. When I eliminated oil from my life, I really saw a huge bump in weight loss. And a lot of the plant-based doctors that I love and adore do not recommend the use of oil. However, Dr. Mcdougall, in his book, The Starch Solution, on page 294 of his Thai-style noodles, does list sesame oil as an optional ingredient at the end to add flavor at the end of the dish. It's only 1/8 of a teaspoon, but in a very, very small amount. So in our house, in a lot of the Asian dishes, we do add 1/8 of a teaspoon to 1/4 of a teaspoon of toasted sesame oil to the entire recipe to add that really authentic, like Chinese takeout flavor. But you don't have to do that. You can totally leave it out, do what makes you happy. But for us, it made a huge difference in our overall happiness, especially during our transition to a fully plant-based lifestyle. So to this entire dish that makes 2 servings, I'm only gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of toasted sesame oil, and that only adds 10 calories and 1 gram of fat for the entire recipe. But again, the choice is yours. Do what makes you happy.
Like I said, I'm just gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of toasted sesame oil to this. You can totally skip this, but this is what helped me really get that takeout flavor. So I felt like I was getting to have something decadent without slowing down my weight loss. But you can totally leave it out. Okay, so for this egg drop soup, I've decided to add some shiitake mushrooms to bulk it out. This recipe normally has a little bit of corn in it, but I don't have any corn apparently in my cupboard or in my freezer, so I'm gonna add some shiitake mushrooms. It's super versatile. You can decide if you want mushrooms or not. All right, so I'm gonna start off by slicing up my green onions, and then I will add them to the bowl with my mushrooms. So now I'm just gonna add my mushrooms and green onions to my pot here. Then I'm gonna add a little water. And then I'm gonna add one of these vegan vegetable bouillon cubes. Now, these do have a little oil in them, and what I do is I make up the broth usually the night before and set it in the fridge, and then all of the oil hardens at the top and I just scrape it off, and then I have a nice oil-free broth to use. But for this video, I'm just gonna show you how to make this real quick on the stovetop and just drop it in there. So I do add a little garlic powder and then give that a stir, and then I'm gonna add just a little pinch of turmeric for that color. So then you'll just wanna bring this up to a boil. Once the soup is boiling, I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of cold water that has 3 tablespoons of cornstarch mixed in. You can use arrowroot powder if you are corn free, but I'm just gonna put that in there and bring it up to a boil to thicken it. And that's it, it's nice and thickened. And I like to add a little black pepper at the end, and then I am gonna add 1/8 of a teaspoon of toasted sesame oil to this for my husband. He loves it. I actually love the soup without it, but again, it's your choice. You decide what makes you happy. And then I like to top it with some chopped fresh cilantro and green onions, and then it is ready to dig in.
That is it for me today. Make sure to keep this journey about health and not just about the skinny. Remember to love yourself and spread that love to somebody else. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.